Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Donald and it's Christmas right now, and you might be wondering, why are you filming on Christmas? Well, that's because I'm raised by Chinese parents, born and raised by Chinese parents, and we don't celebrate Christmas. So I don't know about you guys. If you guys are Asian, you might be in the same situation as I, where Christmas is actually really boring because we don't celebrate it. So that's why I'm making a YouTube video, and today we're going to be talking about stablecoins. Specifically, we're going to be making some digs about USDC, BUSD, and Tether, and connecting one of them to a cartel story. So very interesting today. Please be sure to smash that like and subscribe button if you enjoy content like this. And once you've got that done, let's jump right on in. So for those of you guys who are new, I think the first thing we have to do is actually define what is a stablecoin. So a stablecoin is the blockchain equivalent of a fiat currency. So for example, if we have USDC or USDT, both of them are pegged to the dollar. So 1 USDC or 1 USDT equals $1 US. So why would anyone want a stablecoin? Well, most of the time you would want a stablecoin for liquidity, and when you need a liquidity, that is when you're basically trading. If you're trading, using stablecoins to get in and out of the market is actually really convenient. And also, a lot of the newer altcoins might not be listed on exchanges like Coinbase or Binance, and they are usually listed on decentralized exchanges. So the only way to get them actually is through trading them with a stablecoin. Now, these stablecoins are usually produced by a company. For example, USDC is produced by Circle, and USDT is produced by Tether. When you give them $1, they will give you a USDC, USDT equivalent. However, when they give you that USDC or USDT, and now that they have your dollar, well, they can do something with that dollar, and they will likely take that dollar and invest them into safe investments in order to earn a profit for themselves. And these could be things like government treasuries. Now, their promise to you usually is that the investments that they make are going to be liquid, so that whenever you need your money back, they will be able to give you your money back. That's what they advertise. Whether they actually do that or not, we don't know. Now, right now, Tether is basically the Mac Daddy of stablecoins in crypto, and they are the biggest. But being the biggest doesn't necessarily mean they are the best, and a lot of people don't ask the important question of what is backing the stablecoin. So now that you know what a stablecoin is, let's do a stablecoin deep dive. Let's take a deeper look into USDC, BUSD, and USDT. So first off, let's talk about USDC. So USDC is produced by Circle. And by the way, none of the companies who issue these stablecoins have been audited. All they provide are attestations, which are a less strong way of representing that they actually have the money for you to redeem your dollar back, but you know, it is better than nothing. Now, Circle get their attestation done by Grant Thornton on a monthly basis, and we can trust Grant Thornton because they're a big accounting firm out there. The last one that they did on October 31st, 2022 shows that their USDC is backed by 82% of treasuries and 18% cash held in a US financial institution. So taking a look here at Circle's USDC reserve report, this is where you can see that all their treasuries that are owned, and if you take this divided by the reserve assets, you're going to get 82%, and taking the cash deposits divided by the 43 here, you're going to get 18%. So that's all I have to say for USDC. Now let's take a look at BUSD or Binance USD. Now you might think that they are issued by Binance, but they are not. They're issued by a company called Paxos Trust Company LLC, which is a separate company from Binance. They are a New York-based firm, but their investors, one of their investors is Binance. Now, like USDC, BUSD also gives monthly attestations, and Paxos's Binance USD attestation shows a similar simple view. They have US Treasury debt going up around 6.1 billion, reverse repurchase agreements going for about 14.2 billion, and they also have cash deposits at $869 million. Now, what I like about USDC and BUSD is that the composition is very granular. We know exactly what they're invested into, and they are low-risk liquid assets, right? So that's what you expect from a stablecoin issuer. Now let's take a look at Tether. Now, one of the things you have to know about Tether is that unlike Circle and Paxos, which are New York-based firms and are allowed to operate in New York, Tether has actually been banned from operating in New York. They also had to pay an $18 million settlement with the New York Attorney General because they lied about the reserves backing USDT. As it turns out, over several points in Tether's history, their advertised 1-to-1 USD backing has actually been a lie. Moreover, Tether and their sister company Bitfinex had frequently commingled assets in order to prevent insolvency. Now, here's a life tip that I've learned after my personal experience and many experiences of others. When someone has lied to you in any relationship, you should definitely be more skeptical of that liar, whether it is a small lie or a big lie. The fact is, they lied. People with character who are conscious of the consequences of lying, who you want in your life, knows what to do and what not to do. If they don't, if they lie, and if you continue your relationship with them, the only person that's gonna hurt is you, and the only person responsible for that hurting is also you. So if we take a look at Tether's reporting, they don't disclose in as much granular detail as, for example, Paxos, where their treasury debt is. They just have treasury bills going for $39 billion. They also don't disclose where they do their banking. We see that $3 billion here is in reverse repurchase agreements, and these 4.4% of reverse repurchase agreements, what they actually are is that they're not treasury-backed assets. They're actually agreements that have been entered into directly or indirectly by means of the purchase of structured notes or fund vehicles, where the ultimate issuer or guarantor of the agreement has a rating of A2 or better. And we don't know who these A2 or better companies are, except for one of them being Celsius Network, which Tether has ended up liquidating for greater than $900 million in June of 2022 because of Celsius's bankruptcy. And if you look even more closely, 2.6 billion of their distribution was in other investments. We don't know what these other investments are. They are likely venture stakes into vaporware investments, according to a global investigation firm, which was hired by one of the hedge funds betting against Tether. So Tether's breakdown of the reserves backing USDT is wildly different from that of USDC and BUSD. So with all the compulsive lying that's going on in the industry, I actually do not hold any stablecoins. I got rid of them for USD, fiat currency. And if you're holding any stablecoins, I might recommend you do the same. If you're holding any other assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, or any other altcoin, might be best to withdraw them from any centralized exchanges right now in this current environment into something like a ledger. So make sure to get a ledger in the pinned comment below. And if you don't know how to use a ledger, check out this video here. Along with that, please get your Apricorns and Keystone tablets for your secret phrases, which you can also get in the pinned comment below. But in 2021, we found Tether settling lawsuits with the New York Attorney General and the Commodities and Futures Trading Commission for $18 million and $41 million respectively, because it was proved that Tether actually lied about their US backing on multiple occasions. Tether was fully backed 28% of the days over a several year period. In fact, the OAG's investigation found that starting no later than mid-2017, Tether had no access to banking anywhere in the world, and so for periods of time held no reserves to back Tethers in circulation at the rate of $1 for every Tether, contrary to its representation. Not only that, Tether's sister company, Bitfinex, also had a connection with Crypto Capital Corp, who handled their funds and the funds of the cartels, and they got blown out by the US Department of Justice, who also seized $850 million of Bitfinex's customer funds because they deposited their funds with that bank. And you know what they did? In order to cover this blow up from Bitfinex, what they did, because Bitfinex and Tether is basically owned by the same people, they transferred $850 million from Tether to Bitfinex in order to cover this up, which left Tether having no one-to-one backing with the US dollar. So you can call me out for trying to spread FUD. If this is FUD or not, you gotta take a look at the resources and actually ask yourself, is this resource trustworthy, right? It's kind of weird that both USDC and BUSD can operate in New York, but Tether can't, so that should speak volumes. If you still want to use USDT, that is your choice, but if you get wrecked, then the only responsibility that falls on is yourself, because you just watched through this whole entire video. Like, the analogy that I could think of is that this is like a domestic violence case, right? If someone gets beat up over and over again and they don't leave, whose fault is it? Of course, there are two different situations, because usually in domestic violence cases, your life is actually at risk. But in this case, the risk is monetary. So if you actually screw everything up and you go broke, that's the only time when your life is actually at risk. But if you're still willing to take that risk, then that is when Red Foreman will come over and call you a dumbass.
The reason that bad things happen to you is because you're a dumbass.
Aside from that, guys, that's all I have for you today. The winter allergies are killing me, so I'm gonna sign off. But before we get going, let me know, are you still using stablecoins and what are you using them for? Let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, if you've enjoyed this video, please be sure to smash that like and subscribe button for the YouTube algorithm. And remember, guys, continue working, continue building, continue inspiring. I'll see you next time.